Light showers popping on the radar here this morning. I'll time out when we see the highest rain chances for the day ahead and an even better chance for rain this weekend. First pop here. You can see those into parts of the mountains as well as into the upstate. Still pretty light in nature right now, so that's the good news there. And even throughout the day, it's going to be on and off. So you're not necessarily going to need the umbrella all day long, but I would keep it handy in case you need it really at any point. We've got some spotty showers up around Green Hill here in Rutherford County, down towards Green Creek in Polk County as well. These are all streaming out to the east here on a slower pattern there. If you're traveling up and down I-85 here from the North Carolina, South Carolina border all the way down towards Gaffney, you got some spotty sprinkles, and then just to the south of Gaffney. Very light in nature right now. These are going to be, again, on and off through the day. At any point today, you could get a spotty shower, but it's not necessarily going to rain on you all day long. We're starting off on a mild note with temperatures in the 50s for a lot of us, with 58 there at 8 o'clock. We drop a little bit to 57 at 10 with a lot of cloud cover today, and then slowly start to climb back to those mid to upper 60s for afternoon highs. A little bit cooler than yesterday because of that cloud cover and a weak wedge setup for us. We are going to see some record highs, but a better chance for rain comes this weekend as well. We'll talk about all of that coming up. There are spotty showers showing up on the radar right now. Very light in nature currently, but there's more on the way. So grab those umbrellas as you head out the door this morning. Zooming in on a couple of spots here, you got some rain around Green Hill, down towards Green Creek, Columbus, up towards Desartsville, down in towards Blacksburg, as well as Cherokee Falls. You've had a few light sprinkles there, and then a couple of showers starting to pick up around Packlet, around Spartanburg, and then up on I-26 around the Cunningham area. So just be aware of all that as you head out the door this morning. As we head through the next couple of hours, we're going to start to see more and more of these showers start to pop up, mainly along and north of I-85 up towards that I-40 corridor there. So the northern parts of the upstate, southern parts of the mountains through about 9 o'clock, but really anywhere could see some of these spotty showers on and off as we head throughout the morning and through the lunch hour, continuing into the afternoon. Notice how light in nature these are and just how kind of passing they are. Not necessarily going to see this all day long. After about 3 o'clock starts to come down and we get a little bit of a lull through the dinner hour there, even some a little bit of sunshine trying to peek through before we get a few more showers that start to redevelop there by about 8 o'clock tonight and continue into those early overnight hours. This could bring us a little more substantial rain through those early overnight hours and then clearing out after midnight. Now, in terms of tomorrow, it is few and far between, but we could see a spotty shower here or there through the morning hours and then drying out into the afternoon as that cloud cover gives way and we get sunshine late into the day. So really the next couple of days, very light in nature showers. We're picking up around a trace of an inch to around a quarter of an inch of rain. But then our rain chances are going to start to go back up as we head into the day on Sunday. Friday looks fairly dry, can't completely rule out a stray shower, but Saturday looks nice and dry. And then Sunday, that more substantial rain is on the way as a cold front works its way into the area. This one is going to bring us potentially some washout conditions for the day on Sunday, but it is going to start to arrive as we head into those mid to late morning hours. So starting off dry Sunday, it arrives into the late morning hours and continues into the afternoon. And with this one, we could get some thunderstorms as well, but also a decent amount of rain out of this. Look at these rainfall totals for just really for Sunday and possibly into Monday, where we get 1 to around 2.5 inches of some much needed rain. Across the upstate, you're looking at about 2 to 2.5 inches. For the mountains, you're about in that 1 to 2 inch range. So really some much needed rain on the way as we still are in that drought stat. Chris, we are seeing those scattered showers that are working their way in this morning. They're very light in nature and very few and far between. As we zoom in on a couple of spots on the radar, you can see some light rain around Ellenboro, out towards Forest City, into Columbus as well, even down around Cherokee Falls, around just to the south of Gaffney, and then a spotty shower here if you're traveling on the east side of Spartanburg, in fact, possibly near where you've got some of those backups there, and then if you're traveling north on 26 as well. We've got the very light showers out the door this morning. Temperatures are very mild, though. For most of us, we're in the 50s. We've got a couple of exceptions in those upper 40s for Franklin, Waynesville, and Bakersville in the mountains, and then you've got 60 in Toccoa down to Anderson, as well as Greenwood right now. But I'd grab an extra layer as you head out the door this morning, and maybe even make it a rain jacket. jacket because we are going to see those on and off showers throughout the day today. Not warming very much between 8 and 11, where you're going from 58 to 59, and then only jump into 63 by 2 o'clock this afternoon. Even outside of those showers, we're going to see a lot of cloud cover, so no need for the sunglasses today, just the rain gear. Like I said, maybe a rain jacket or grab the umbrella as you're headed out the door this morning. We do have much warmer temperatures, though, on the way as we talk about potential record highs. We'll talk about that coming up here in just a few minutes, ladies. And you can see those cloudy skies on the DOT camera out there. We're going to see a lot of cloud cover today, and that's going to keep us in the 60s this afternoon. We'll get some upper 70s south of I-85, and I'll show you that to you in just a minute. But we do jump from here into the 80s for the next 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then a cold front comes through Sunday. That's going to knock us back to around 70 on Monday, and then 60s as we head into the day on Tuesday, with even some 50s there into the mountains. A much cooler forecast for next week. Now, as we take a look at our afternoon forecast for today, this cold air wedge is making the forecast very tricky when it comes to the temperatures here. It's very possible that we bust this forecast, just depending on how strong that wedge ends up building in. But as of what we're seeing this morning, it looks like into the central to eastern parts of the mountains, you'll be into those mid 60s. Then you get closer to that I-85 corridor in the upstate, and you've got upper 60s to right around 70 degrees. South of the I-85 doesn't look like we're going to see as strong of a wedge signal, so that's going to allow you to get into those mid to upper 70s and even some low 70s into those western mountains, where again you're typically left out of that wedge pattern. So a wide variety of temperatures today, and it all has to do with this cool air getting pushed down the east sides of the Appalachians there. That cooler air doesn't look like it's going to progress all the way through our area like it could potentially do, and that's why we've got such a mixed bag of temperatures. But tomorrow that wedge builds back out, or I should say scours out, and then we've got our temperatures tomorrow topping out in the low 80s across the upstate, about 80 to 85 across the upstate and northeast Georgia. In the mountains, you're in those mid 70s to the low 80s, and then we're talking potential records on Friday and Saturday. Friday we're forecasting a high of 86. Actually, both days a high of 86. On Friday, your record high is 82, so that 86 is 2 degrees off the record. On Saturday, 86 is 4 degrees off the record high of 90 degrees. So we're in the ballpark both days. But both days looks pretty similar here across the upstate, 85 to around 87 for an afternoon high. In the mountains, you're looking at those low to mid 80s as well. That 84 in Asheville on Friday would actually be a new record for you. In the ups, as we head into the day on Saturday, again, very similar, 85 to around 87 across the upstate. And in the mountains, we're looking at those low to mid 80s once again. But as I mentioned, once that cold front comes through on Sunday, that's going to be our next big rainmaker. We get cooler temperatures on the backside of that, and that looks like that's going to stick around for most of next week. And we are showers out the door right now as you're headed out and about, but I'd grab those umbrellas or the rain jacket as you head out this morning, just because you might need it later on today, even if you don't need it currently. As we zoom in right now into northern parts of Greenville County, right around Caesars Head, Lakemont, you've got some very light rain showing up there. And then a few more spotty showers as you look out towards Polk and Rutherford County, out towards Gilkey, down to Green Creek, into Columbus, as well as just north of Fingerville there in the very northern part of Spartanburg County. Temperature-wise, it's very mild as you head out the door this morning. Most of us are in the 50s, but we've got some 60s into the upstate from Clemson to Hartwell, down to Abbeville and Anderson. And then you've got some upper 40s, Franklin, Waynesville, and Bakersville. So no need for the heavy layers this morning, but you may need those rain jackets. So grab an extra layer, grab those rain jackets, and then we get those temperatures climbing to about 68. We are going to see scattered showers all day long, so I would keep the rain gear handy with you. At any point today, you could get a spotty shower or two over your head. And then as we head into the day tomorrow, we're going to bring those rain chances down, but then bring them right back up for the weekend. We'll talk about that more substantial rain chance on the way coming up here in just a few minutes. Ladies, we have some spotty showers showing up on the radar here this morning. Very light in nature, and for most of you, not going to have a big impact on your current trek out the door. But later on today, we're going to see a few more of these spotty showers. Nothing I would cancel any outdoor plans over, but certainly something to watch out for here. We've got some light rain up around Lakemont, Cleveland, Slater, Marietta as you look into the northern parts of Greenville County, and then up into Polk and Rutherford County is where we're currently seeing more of these scattered showers stretching from Green Creek up to Forest City and then up towards Dyersville as well. So be aware of that as you head out the door this morning. I do expect in the next couple of hours we're going to see a few more of these start to develop. The main focus is really kind of between I-85 and I-40 there in the mountains. So basically the northern parts of the upstate and the southern mountains is where you're going to get most of these spotty showers here through about the lunch hour. Very limited as you look into the northern mountains and even southern parts of the upstate, although we may get a few more spotty showers after we get past about 2-3 o'clock. Then after 4 we get a little bit of a lull until things start to pick back up as we head into those early overnight hours. Now we could get a few more of these heavier showers, but we're still pretty limited in the amount of moisture with this, and that tapers off after midnight. Then tomorrow, even lower rain chances with just an isolated shower possible, mainly along the South Carolina, North Carolina border. So really not a lot going on. And then into the later part of the day, we clear out and get some sunshine back into the forecast. In terms of rainfall totals, we're looking at about a trace to around 1/4 of an inch at the most. This is really not a significant rainmaker. Again, these are going to be kind of on and off throughout the day today and tomorrow morning. So I wouldn't cancel any outdoor plans over this. I can't completely rule out an isolated shower Friday night into Saturday morning, but Saturday looks pretty dry, and then we get that more substantial rain chance into the day on Sunday. So that's our next big thing, is this cold front coming through. So Friday night into Saturday morning, maybe a couple isolated showers, but Saturday during the day looks nice and dry out there. That cold front gets close to our area early Sunday morning, but it looks like we're going to start off dry, and then that front comes in as we head into the later morning and afternoon hours and could produce some thunderstorms. We'll have to keep a close eye on this one, but it looks like it's also going to produce much more rain than what we're going to see the next couple of days. For the mountains, you're picking up about 1 inch to around 2 inches of rain, with the upstate picking up around 2 to 2.5 inches of rain. So some pretty much needed rain. Today and tomorrow really not going to help us a whole lot with our drought status and the wildfire fights, but Sunday's rain is definitely going to be beneficial for us. We get a little bit of rain this time of year. It helps out the gardens. It helps out your yards. Some beautiful flowers starting to pop out there, and we're going to get on and off scattered showers throughout the day today. Not the heaviest of rain, and it's certainly nothing I would cancel any outdoor plans over, but just be aware of that. 59 at 9 and 11 o'clock this morning, 63 at 1 and 67 at 5 o'clock this evening. So those temperatures on the cooler side, plus we've got a lot of cloud cover out and about today, even outside of those rain showers. So taking a look at the radar right now, some very light rain, but we're starting to see a few more showers pop here into Oconee County, where you've got some light rain just to the west of Walhalla and then north of Salem as you look up towards Lake Jocassee. You got some spotty sprinkles into the northern parts of Greenville County here, even up around the Table Rock State Park, getting some very light sprinkles. And then you've got more of that substantial rain up around 26 right along the North Carolina, South Carolina border, and then stretching up towards Forest City and into the northern parts of Rutherford County up around Dyersville. So I'll time out those rain chances, but we'll also talk about the ups and downs of the temperatures, including possibility of record highs in the coming days, coming up here in just a few minutes. Ladies. We've got some ups and downs in the temperature department as we head through the next handful of days. Today, our forecast is being driven by a cold air wedge, but our temperatures are all over the place here, depending on where you are. Once we get into the day tomorrow, though, that wedge erodes, and so therefore we jump to those temperatures into the 80s, and we're going to stay there all the way through Sunday, with Friday and Saturday flirting with record highs there. Then that cold front comes Sunday. We talked about the rain chances in the last half hour, and then drops our temperatures, so we're back into the 50s and 60s as we head into the day on Tuesday, actually below normal temperatures for this time of year. Now, today's forecast is pretty tricky because of the wedge setup, and it's not the strongest signal here for sure. So there could be the potential that we get a little bit warmer than this, or we get a little bit cooler. This is one of those tricky temperature days. It does look like, as of what we're seeing this morning, that we'll likely see some of the coolest air across the central and eastern mountains here. That's going to give you highs in the low 60s. Typically in a wedge pattern, the western mountains, places like Bryson City and Franklin, you're left out of the wedge. So you end up with those low 70s. Now the temperatures in the upstate is a little more varied because we're going to get some of that cooler air that tries to creep south into the northern parts of the upstate, putting us in the upper 60s to low 70s. But south of I-85, you're likely not really going to feel the whole effects of that wedge. So you get to those mid to upper 70s, which is why we've got such a span, almost a 20-degree difference between the mountains and down into the south. So it's all due to this cold air wedge. That's a high pressure up to our north, pushing that cooler air down the east side of the Appalachians. And when you don't get that wedge all the way built into the area, that makes for that variety of temperatures that we've got for today. But tomorrow, that wedge erodes, and so our temperatures rebound quickly. In the upstate, we're ranging from about 80 to around 85 across the upstate and northeast Georgia, mid 70s to low 80s across the mountains. And then Friday and Saturday, we're looking at near record highs. 86 is the forecast for both days. On Friday, 86 is just 2 degrees off your record of 88. And on Saturday, it's 4 degrees off the record of 90 degrees. But both days, nice and toasty warm across our area. We're topping about 85 to 87 across the upstate and northeast Georgia, about 82 to around 86 in the mountains there. That 84 in Asheville would actually break the old record for Friday of 83. Now on Saturday, we back off just a little bit in the mountains, but you're still talking 81 to 85. And in the upstate, about 85 to 88. So very similar to what you're going to see on Friday. It's looking like it's going to be a warm couple of days there. But it does not last, because once we get that cold front through on Sunday, we're going to drop our temperatures, and then cooler than normal temperatures are looking to hang around on the radar as we flip things over to the 9 o'clock hour. A few more spotty showers starting to pop here in places like Pickens County, where you've got some light sprinkles here just to the west, and then up north of Pickens, up around Table Rock State Park, getting some light rain up around Caesar's Head as well, and even just to the north of Travelers Rest as you head up towards Slater, Marietta. You've got some light sprinkles up around Landrum, down I-26 if you're traveling on the south side down towards the Spartanburg area. Boiling Springs up to Chesney, also getting some light sprinkles, and then we still have more showers ongoing across a lot of Rutherford County from Forest City up towards Dyersville. You've got some of those spotty showers there as well. Temperature-wise, it's very mild as you head out the door. We're in the low to mid 50s into the mountains, and in the upstate, upper 50s to those low 60s. So no need for a heavy jacket, but I would grab an extra layer and make it a rain jacket as well. We've got those temperatures that aren't going to warm up a whole lot today, going from 59 at 10 o'clock to 63 at 1, 65 at 4 o'clock. Even when we're not seeing these scattered showers, it's going to be mostly cloudy out there. But keep in mind, really at any point today, we could see some spotty showers on and off. So definitely grab the rain gear as well. I'll time out those rain chances for today and let you know about a better rain chance for this weekend coming up here in just a few minutes. But right now, I want to send things over. We've got those spotty showers popping on the radar here. Very light in nature, few and far between. But we are getting some sprinkles in northern parts of Pickens County, northern parts of Greenville County, as well as up around Caesar's Head and Jones Gap. Near Table Rock, as you look up north of the Pickens area, you've got some spotty light sprinkles around Highland in Greenville County, Fingerville as you look up towards Landrum, and even a few spotty showers around the Mayo area there in Spartanburg County. And then looking up towards Rutherford County, some light sprinkles up around Gilkey as well. Just some very light rain out there this morning, passing through. From now until this afternoon, the focus is going to be mainly on that corridor between I-85 and I-40 here. So the northern parts of the upstate, southern parts of the mountains there, with our best chance for a few spotty showers. Those will continue on and off as we head into the afternoon. Occasionally we may see a couple of showers try to develop south of I-85, but not a lot of rain if you're on the south side of there, where you actually might see a little more sunshine into those dinner hours. Then we lighten up a little bit between about 4 and 6 o'clock with a few more showers starting to lift north across our area. Now we're starting to see a better chance south of I-85, closer to about 7, 8 o'clock, but notice it's still very scattered in nature and very light in nature as well. Those will start to taper off after about midnight tonight. And then tomorrow, just a small chance for a spotty shower or two, mainly along the North Carolina, South Carolina border. Notice the sky starting to clear out by about noon there in the mountains, and then across the upstate into the afternoon. So the focus for tomorrow is going to be mainly for tomorrow morning for just an isolated shower out there. In terms of rainfall totals the next couple days, not very impressive. Traced to around 1/4 of an inch of rain out of this, not substantial rain. Can't completely rule out an isolated shower Friday night into Saturday, but Friday during the daylight hours looks nice and dry. Same with Saturday, and then we get a better chance for rain on Sunday as we get our next big thing, which is a cold front headed into the area. So Friday and Saturday, it's going to be hot out there. We're looking at drier weather both days. And then Sunday is when we get our next front that comes through. As of right now, looking like it's going to hold off past sunrise and then move into our area more so mid to late morning and continue into the afternoon, possibly producing some thunderstorms for us. And we'll have to monitor that for the potential for severe weather, but also bringing us more beneficial rain. We're looking at rainfall totals across the upstate about 2 to 2.5 inches. And in the mountains, you're looking at about 1 inch to around 2 inches of rain. Much needed still at this point. As keep in mind, we are still in a drought status across that we do need some of this rain, or as you mentioned, for the wildfires, as well as because we've got a drought status ongoing. So our yards, our gardens could certainly use this as well. Through the rest of the day today, we've got that chance for some light spotty showers. This isn't a lot of rain, but every little bit helps at this point. Also, it's cloudy out there, so for your outdoor plans, just be aware, not going to be a sunny day for us. 59 here at 10 o'clock, 61 at noon. We're up to 65 at 4 o'clock this afternoon with 68 as you head towards 6 o'clock this evening. Right now, we are seeing a few spotty light showers showing up on the radar. Not a lot going on, but hey, some of you getting a little bit of this rain right now. You can see that right just north of Salem, up around Lake Jocassee. In Oconee County, some spotty showers out towards Boiling Springs and down right around where 85 and 26 meet up. A few light sprinkles there up towards Fingerville and into Landrum as well. And then up around Columbus, North Carolina, stretching through Polk County up to the north into northern parts of Rutherford County. Very light in nature right now. Not going to slow you down too much. We'll talk more, though, about the temperatures for today, why they're so tricky, and then when we see those near record highs coming up here in just a few minutes. Ashley?
He will be missed, no doubt. When it's 9:55, we got to get a final check of the forecast. Still tracking those off and on showers throughout the day.
Yeah, they're very light in nature, ladies. And pretty light, actually, for the most part with all of these showers here. We've got a wedge set up, so that's leading to a lot of cloud cover, but also some light spotty sprinkles. But it hasn't really been a whole lot of substantial rain, with most areas just picking up a trace. Right now, we do have some spotty showers around Pickens. Some of those yellows indicating you're at least getting some more measurable rain out there. Down around Clemson as well, you've got some light spotty sprinkles into Easley. Up around Brevard, some very light sprinkles there. And then you've got some sprinkles around Columbus, up towards Lake Lure, into Marion, as well as down towards Forest City. But that's about all we got going on the radar right now. Temperature-wise, it is quite a difference as to what we're going to see today. If you're in places like Asheville, Hendersonville, out to Rutherfordton, Bakersville, you're likely only going to warm into the low 60s, where right now you're in the low to mid 50s. But you can already see those western mountains are getting into those mid 60s as you head for highs in the low 70s. Across the upstate, we also have that mixed bag of upper 50s right along that I-85 corridor to the mid 60s already in places like Abbeville, Greenwood, and out towards Union, where you're likely going to get into the mid to upper 70s this afternoon. So it's a mixed bag of temperatures today. Most everyone, though, is going to see a lot of cloud cover, except for south of I-85. That's where we could get a little more sunshine this afternoon. 62 at noon, 64 at 2, and 67 as you look towards 4 o'clock. Really, at any point today, we could get some spotty showers, although a better chance as we head towards 8 o'clock this evening. Some of that more measurable rain possible overnight tonight. I'll time out those showers for you and let you know when we have an even better chance for rain for this weekend coming up here in just a few minutes. Haley? And I think you can get outside and definitely get in that walk today, as we do have some scattered showers out there, but it's not going to rain on anyone all day long. So you're still going to get some breaks here in those scattered showers. Right now, we do have some spotty sprinkles as you look out towards places like Pickens into Easley and Clemson. A little bit further to the north here as you look to just the south of Dunn's Rock, right along the South Carolina and North Carolina border, getting close to Table Rock, getting a few spotty showers there. Some light sprinkles around Lake Lure up towards Marion as well. Very light in nature, not really a whole lot going on. The focus today, really for the next handful of hours, is going to be between I-85 and I-40 here. So the southern mountains and northern parts of the upstate, where we have the best chance to see some of those light spotty showers on and off through the lunch hour. After about 3 o'clock, it actually dries out for a little bit and we get a brief lull before, after about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, we start to see some more scattered showers, this time developing further to the south. Now we're looking at south of that I-85 corridor, and those those are going to lift up to the north, but barely making it up and over that I-85 corridor until we get closer to about 8, 9 o'clock. And then you've got some more substantial showers as a lot of us are kind of winding down the day and turning things into bed. Once we get towards midnight, things taper off into those early hours of Thursday. And tomorrow I can't completely rule out a spotty shower or two, but really not expecting a whole lot. We may get a little uptick in a couple of spotty showers late morning into early afternoon, but overall we're actually going to start to dry out and clear out as we head into the later part of the day on Thursday, and that's going to help to boost our temperatures as we head through the day as well. Look at the current rainfall totals. These are some brand new numbers in for the middle part of the day, and we're looking at around a trace of an inch to a couple of spots, maybe even getting close to a half an inch. Places like Hendersonville, Brevard, out to Spartanburg, some beneficial, much needed rain. Most of us, though, again, just not going to pick up a whole lot out of this. Friday, we could see a couple of spotty showers overnight into Saturday, and then dry on Saturday with Sunday, those rain chances ticking up as our next big thing heads our way. And this is going to be a cold front that moves into our area, brings us not only rain, but some temperature changes as well. Right now we're looking at this to move in after the sun comes up. So the first couple of hours of the day on Sunday look on the drier side. Mid to late morning we start to see that work its way in, and then it progresses through the area into the afternoon, giving us a pretty solid chance at those showers there. Some thunderstorms possible with that, and we are keeping a very close eye on whether or not we're going to have enough instability to work with to maybe get some severe weather going. For the upstate, we're looking at about 1.5 inches to 2.5 inches of rain possible. Very beneficial rain that we need out of this system. A little less in the mountains at about 1 to 1.5 inches of rain. As I mentioned, this is going to bring...
Hey, and today we are talking about a classic, an American favorite, really. It's National Peanut Butter and Jelly Sandwich Day.
I'm here for it.
I was going to say, do you like PB&Js? That's the question of the day.
I've been eating a lot of those lately.
Yeah, it's a craving for you?
Not necessarily a craving, but like I can't... I'm not supposed to have deli meat unless it's like cooked deli meat, and it's just easy for lunch. I think when I get home, if there's no leftovers in the fridge, I'm like, all right, PB&J. Yep. Yeah. Are you a fan?
I really do like a good PB&J. I don't have them that often, but like that makes it all the more special when I do have one. I'm like, I forget how good these are.
So good.
So simple.
Do you have preferences?
I want my peanut butter to be creamy, not crunchy. As you know. Yeah. And then really, I don't have a ton of preference with jelly. I feel like it's supposed to be grape jelly.
I also prefer grape jelly.
Yeah. And I do cut my crust off a lot. I didn't grow up doing that.
This is a judgment-free zone.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, like, my mom would make me eat my crust because she's like, that's where the nutrition is. But as an adult, I just cut those off.
Your mom's not here to tell you what to do.
She's not here to tell me what to do. So
that's right.
I also occasionally go for those Uncrustables.
Yes.
Yeah, those are good. Those are good.
Yeah, I have trouble justifying the price when I can make it for a lot less. But
I know.
I get it.
But they come in handy.
Yeah, they do.
All right, let's learn all about this sandwich. True or false? 7,000 PB&Js were handed out at the 2016 Emmy Awards.
Emmy Awards.
Were they or were they not?
You know what? Let's go with this.
Yeah, this is true. This happened at the 2016 Emmy Awards. The host was Jimmy Kimmel. So we made a joke about how everybody had to be hungry. Here's a break with some PB&J sandwiches. And he claimed they were made by his own mother.
I'm going to guess that part's not true.
I'm going to guess that's not true based on the fact 7,000.
I mean,
she might have made one or two. But that's an assembly line of people.
I get through my 3 for lunch at our house, and I'm like, okay,
you're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
All right, true or false? The original recipe called for strawberry jelly.
I'm going to go with false on this one.
This is false. Any ideas what it was?
Is it grape?
Is it grape? No, it was crab apple jelly.
Okay. So, yep, sure.
I'm glad that it's not that.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's not that.
Crab apple. All right.
Crab apple.
Yeah.
True or false? The world record for most PB&Js eaten in 1 minute is 6 sandwiches.
I'm guessing false on this one.
This is true, which I am actually very impressed with. This was achieved by Patrick Bertoletti in Illinois in January of 2012. Peanut butter is so sticky that it's like hard to eat it fast.
Yeah.
My guess is what they probably do with the hot dogs. They're probably dunking it in water.
Yeah.
But gosh, that's so fast.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'll never forget. I did a theater. I was in like theater classes in high school, and we had a scene where we were eating PB&Js, but we would practice without them. And then like the day of the actual scene, we had them. Oh my gosh, we had no water, and I was like, I am dying on stage trying. It's so sticky. My lines are coming out. I was like, never again. We are practicing next time.
Yes.
Anyway, last one here. True or false? The average PB&J costs 67 cents to make.
I'm going to go false and hope that it's less. Oh, it's true.
It is true. This
Okay.
is this is the average. Although I also saw that people said you can get 20 sandwiches out of $10, which would make it 50 cents.
Okay.
But I think either way, 50 to 67 cents.
Probably depends on just, type of bread,
What
brand of
sales are
peanut butter.
looking like that time. But I
Also
would
that.
argue, incredible deal.
67 cents.
Incredible deal.
Yeah, you can't get much better than that.
Also, why you should make them yourself and not to the Uncrustables.
There you go.
Yep, I agree. Yeah.
That we're finally moving into the month of April, and we are finally getting some of that much needed rain. In fact, the National Weather Service tweeted out just a little while ago, the month of March, we got less than 80% of what we usually get. So we only got about 20% of our normal rain for the month of March. So really not a lot of help when it comes to the spring growing season. Now we're finally starting to flip that around and get some more of that. So planner for today, you notice those rain chances aren't terribly high through this afternoon, but we are at least getting some spotty showers out there. A little better chance as we head into this evening where a lot of us are already inside winding down the day. We've got cloud cover throughout the rest of the day today, and on the cooler side with 61 at noon, 64 at 2, and then 68 as you head towards 6 o'clock. Keep in mind, south of I-85, you do get into the 70s this afternoon. Let's take a look at the radar right now. Excuse me, sorry, to see where we are getting some of that beneficial rain out there. We've got some spotty showers up around Lake Jacassie here in Oconee County, stretching up towards the Cashers area. Some light spotty sprinkles around Greenville and up towards the Poinsett Highway area. And then we've got a few spotty showers up towards Highlands. Landrum, you're getting a decent shower there, especially if you're traveling along I-26, and a few of those spotty showers back into Henderson County. Right now, not a lot going on, but on and off showers expected through the rest of the day. And again, at this point, we need the rain, so this is some good news there. Even though it's on the cooler side today in the 60s, we'll bump those temperatures in the 80s tomorrow, and we'll talk about how long that lasts coming up in just a few minutes. Haley? We've got some ups and downs in the temperature department over the next handful of days. Today is a little bit on the cooler side thanks to a cold air wedge, but we've got a wide variety of temperatures actually for this afternoon. Then we jump into the 80s tomorrow as that wedge erodes, and then near record highs Friday and Saturday with 80s continuing into Sunday, and then a cold front comes through, and now we start to take a tumble to the 60s and 70s on Monday, 50s and 60s, so below normal as we look ahead towards Tuesday. Now today, the wedge is in play here, but it's making the forecast pretty tricky because the wedge signal is not the strongest wedge signal we could see, and it doesn't look like it's going to progress all the way through the area. So the big trick in this forecast is trying to figure out where exactly that wedge is going to stop and start. You can see south of I-85, we get some temperatures in the mid to upper 70s, so you're not being affected by the wedge down here. You also likely get a little more sunshine. The further north you go along the I-85 corridor, though, notice it's a little bit cooler in those upper 60s to low 70s. So now we're kind of on the edge of this wedge. And once you get into Asheville, Hendersonville, Forest City, you get those temperatures in the mid 60s. So now you're a little bit cooler, feeling more of the effects of the wedge. Whereas the western mountains, you're typically left out of a wedge setup, so you end up being some of the warmer spots anyways, but you're not quite as warm as the southern parts of the upstate there. So high pressure up to our north, pushing that cool air down the east side of the Appalachians. Again, just not the strongest wedge setup with this particular one. So again, that's why we've got such a wide variety of temperatures. Now tomorrow, we anticipate that the wedge is going to erode. So that's going to allow for our temperatures to jump into the 80s across the upstate. 80 to 85 across the upstate, northeast Georgia, 76 to around 80 degrees into the mountains, even with those clouds, especially through the morning hours. Now Friday and Saturday, we're nearing record highs. 86 is the forecast high both days. 88 is the record on Friday, so you're just 2 degrees off there. On Saturday, you're 4 degrees off the record high of 90, but pretty similar days there. 85 to around 88 for afternoon highs across the upstate and northeast Georgia on Friday. In the mountains, you're looking at 82 to around 86 with that 84 in Asheville. That would be a new record. Your old record on Friday is actually 83. In the mountains, you're looking at 81 to around 85 on Saturday. Again, 85 to around 87 across the upstate. So pretty similar days there as we look ahead towards Friday and Saturday. But looking ahead to next week, it's not going to last because once that cold front comes through, that drops us to below.
Gonna buy a pair of jeans?
I probably can't afford them.
Good American. So I like Good American, which is Khloe
Okay.
Kardashian's denim line. They're definitely an investment. They're like average probably $100 a pair,
Oh, that's
which
not bad.
is on the expensive side, but I don't think it's unreasonable.
I was going to say, in terms of jeans, I would prefer to spend less than that, but it's also not like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not spending thousands.
I mean,
I'm not
I've
spending
had pairs that
$1,000.
I wear a lot
That's
that
true.
still end up lasting me like a
That's
year or
true.
two. So by every use, I will say I need to see what these look like. What do these rhinestones look like? What are the glitz and the glamour? But what can Dolly not do?
Everything she touches is turns to gold. so
Everything she touched. You want a jean line? You get a jean line.
You got it.
No, it starts tomorrow, so I'll have to look up and see what
Yeah.
they look like. I don't know that I'd buy a pair of these because they're not everyday wear,
That's fair.
but I just love that she's doing it.
Yeah, I do love it.
Yeah. All right, I don't know that I love the showers, but what
No.
are they looking like right now?
Look at that sky out there right now. Yeah, you
no.
get those low clouds